Hello kids, a very warm welcome to yet another exciting journey of learning English grammar. Today, let's begin our lesson with a warming up activity. For this, you're going to follow my instructions. So, first, stand in a proper position, stand straight, and I'm going to instruct you to jump, then you're going to jump. And then I am going to instruct you to do the next activity, that is stand on one leg and stay there and try to balance yourself for a minute or so. So, are you ready? Great. So, let's begin. Stand up all, stand straight, jump on the spot wherever you are 5 times. Yes, at my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. Now, relax and stand straight again. Now, you are going to stand on one leg. And if you wish, you can put your hands in the side trying to balance yourself. Right? Okay. So, stand on one leg, try to balance just for 30 seconds maybe. So, I'll give the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm sure many of you would have already lost balance and would have fallen. Okay, but never mind, just try it again. Another 20 seconds. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Good children, it was quite a lot of balancing there. Now, I would want you to stand properly again and jump on the spot 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good children. So kids, now it's time for the pearl of wisdom. What is the thought that I've got for you today? So the thought is, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Now what do I mean by this thought? I mean that if you read good books, you will always develop good qualities and be a leader in future. Now, how do you apply this to your life? Well, other than anything that is relevant to your syllabus or related to your curriculum, other than your school books, try to have some more additional books, good books rather, of your interest. Maybe it could be science, fiction, stories, novels, or even a general awareness book. Now, you are going to read those books. Develop a habit, at least for 10 minutes or 15 minutes to start with per day. And then gradually increase that by an hour or so. So, when you do that, you will be able to develop the good qualities in the book given, and you are going to, develop the leadership qualities. So, I hope you all will apply this rule in your life. So, kids, let's begin the lesson. I have a story for you which you're going to read. While I read, you listen to it, and all you need to do is to identify the tenses here, the verbs. Okay? So, Hank is a cowboy. He lives on a farm. He has a horse named Ginger. He rides Ginger every day. Sometimes they walk slowly and sometimes they run fast. Ginger is Hank's horse. She is light brown. Her tail and mane are dark brown. She is 3 years old. She lives in the stable by the house. So kids, it's a short story. Just identify the verb here and tell me in which tense it is. So is a, he lives on a farm, he has a horse named Ginger, he rides Ginger every day. Sometimes they walk slowly and sometimes they run fast. So Ginger is Hank's horse. She is light brown. Her tail and mane are dark brown. She is 3 years old. She lives in the stable by the house. So here you will underline she lives. She is 3 years old. Is the helping verb. Ginger is. So children, here what is the tense that you see in most of the sentence? We see Hank is a cowboy. He lives on a farm. So lives is present tense. He has a horse named Ginger. He rides Ginger. So here if you see, these are the words underlined are all in simple present tense. Now let's look at another example and see in which tense those sentences are. Kids, let's look at the second example now and read the story about Abby's grandfather. So it's Jacob is Abby's grandfather. He loves his granddaughter. Right now, he is telling her a story. He is holding her on his knee. He is holding her hands and they are sitting in the living room. Sarah is Abby's grandmother. At this moment, Sarah is standing in the kitchen. She is baking cookies for Jacob and Abby. She is also listening to Jacob's story. She loves her. She loves her grandparents. At this moment, she is sitting on her grandfather's knee. She is listening to a story. She is smiling. So kids, I want you all to observe the story and see what tense are the sentences having here. You are supposed to underline the verbs and identify the tense in them. So let's begin with the activity. So Jacob is Abby's grandfather, loves his granddaughter. Here there is a simple present. Right now he is telling a story. So this is which tense? You've already learnt about it. Yeah, it's a present progressive. He is holding her hands on his knee. He is holding again her hands and they are sitting in the living room. Sarah is Abby's grandmother. At this moment, Sarah is standing in the kitchen. She is baking cookies for Jacob and Abby. She is also listening to Jacob's story. She loves her grandparents. At this moment, she is sitting on her grandfather's knee and she is listening to a story. She is smiling. So if you look at these tenses or these verb forms here, it is in present progressive. Kids, now let's understand what perfect tenses are. So the perfect tenses means the tense tells us that an action has already been completed. Okay, so if you look at the example here, Rachna has watched the film 3 times. So the action that she watched the movie has already been completed. So if you look at the sentence structure, it looks like this. It's a subject plus have and has plus past participle with verb 3, that is the third form of the verb, plus the object. So kids, let's look at another example. People have been frightened by the unfamiliar sound. Now here, people have, if you look at this, have been, has watched. So they both indicate that the action has already been completed. So if you look at the verb here, it is in the ed form. So verb plus ed form, this one. So here, and then followed by the object and the complement in the sentence. Now the point to be noted is, when do we use these perfect tenses? So if we are looking at the sentence here, has watched and have been frightened, which tense does it exist in? It exists in present perfect tense. So let's look at the uses of it. You all can open the page number 57 on your English grammar book and refer the textbook while I am teaching. So the first use is, it is used to indicate that an action has been completed just now or a little while ago. For example, he has just finished his dinner. So if you look at this sentence, just finished his dinner. He has. So this is the subject and the auxiliary verb, the agreement is there, and then he has just finished his dinner. Just finished. So this is the present perfect tense, just completed. To express a past action whose time is not given and is not definite. Here, everyone, look at the example. Everyone has known him to be a mean old man. Now, here it means everyone has known him to be a mean old man. To express a past action whose time is not given. So, has known for could be some time or for a longer period of time. So, the time is not mentioned here. Then, to describe a past experience, the effect of which may be felt in the present. For example, Sumit has called up several times. So, he has been doing an action continuously and which could be felt, or the effect of which could be felt now. So, that is Sumit has called up several times. Next one, to denote an action that started in the past but is continuing at the time of speaking. So, I have started writing the essay. So, this action you would have started at some point of time in the past and you are still writing it. Okay. So, it is still continuing at this moment. So, until this moment. So, I have started writing the essay. So, these were the uses of present perfect tense. Kids, now let's understand the next tense. The next tense is the present perfect continuous tense. So, here the name itself says that the action would have started somewhere in the past and continued until recently or it is continuing into the future. So let's look at the examples. So kids, now look at the structure of the sentence first. It's subject plus have and has plus been plus verb plus ing plus object. So here it means, if you look at the examples there, they have been learning English for 2 years. So now look at the sentence structure and the definition. I want you all to focus. So it present perfect continuous tense will tell us something that started in the past. So if you look at the timeline, if this is the timeline and the past is here, the present is here, and the future. Okay, so now if you look at these, so see, the action has begun somewhere here, right, and it is continuing until now, or it might continue even until some time or into the future. So that's how the present perfect continuous tense will be. Look at the other example. It has been raining all day. So see, it started somewhere in the starting of the day in the past and it has continued till the present moment. So she's been talking that it has been raining all day till now. So I hope you understood the present perfect progressive tense. So kids, let's understand the uses of the present progressive continuous tense. For that, you will have to look at page number 58 on your English grammar book. Express an action which begin at some time in the past and is still continuing. So if you look at this example, they have been working for 4 hours. If you look at this action, it began at some time in the past and it is still continuing. Okay. Then second one, it's to indicate an action that has already finished. The continuity of the action is emphasized as an explanation in such cases. So now, if you look at this, I am exhausted. I have been standing at the depot all day. So here if you see, the action is already completed, that they have been standing or the person had been standing all day at the depot. Now I am exhausted. So this is the current emphasis that they have given to show that the action was going on for all day. So again, to recall, the present perfect continuous tense, what happens here is to express an action which began at some time in the past and is still continuing. They have been working for 4 hours. It's still continuing. The second one, to indicate that an action is already finished. So I have been standing at the depot all day. So now it's time for us to move on to the next perfect tense, and we are going to learn the past perfect tense. So students, past perfect tense. So what is this tense? It tells us that an action that was completed before another action in the past started. So here if you look at the examples, their friendship had ended before it began. And look at this, the players had lost heart before the match finished. So here if you look at the timeline, this is again in the past. So it tells that the past action begin and it finished until another action could have finished, right? Sentence, if you look at the sentence structure, that subject plus had plus verb 3 with the object. So, if you look, this the subject is players had lost heart before the match finished. So, what do we understand? We see that one action already completed, that is they lost heart even before the match could finish, before the match finished. So, until another action in the past. So, this is past perfect. Now, let us look at the uses of this particular tense. You can look at page number 58 on your textbooks. So, if you look at that, it says the uses of past perfect tense. It is used to describe an action that was completed before another action began. For example, I had fallen asleep when someone knocked at the door. So, here it says past perfect tense to describe an action that was completed. So, I had fallen asleep, this action is already completed before another began. So, what is that another which one was had begun? That is someone knocked at the door. So, yes. Second uses, it is used to express expectations and wishes. Asmita had hoped the question in the test wouldn't be too difficult. Now, here if you look at the example again, she hoped the question in the test wouldn't be too difficult. So, these are expectations and wishes. So, the next one, if two actions happened in the past, when it is necessary to show which one happened earlier. So, look at the example. So, kids, if two actions happened in the past, when it is necessary to show which one happened earlier. By the time the police arrived, the robbers had fled the scene. So, yes, there are two actions here. By the time the police arrived, so the police arrived and the robbers had fled the scene, had fled. So, these are the two actions which are happening in the past. However, the first one was this and then the second action is the police arrived. Okay. So, these are the three examples or the three uses along with the examples in the textbook. So, let us look at the next tense. So, kids, let us look at the next one. So, it's here, it says past perfect continuous tense. It tells us that something started in the past and continued until another time in the past. So, it started somewhere in the past and it's still continuing in the past. So, the doctor had been practicing without an assistant. So, here again if you look at the timeline, so here it would say the doctor had been practicing with an assistant. So, this is the whole of the past. Okay. So, that is the past and the doctor has been practicing without an assistant for some time in the past. So, the action in the past has been continuing for some time in the or another time in the past. The structure of the sentence will look like this. He had been or this subject had been doing a certain work, that is verb plus ing form plus the object. So, kids, let us look at the uses of the past perfect continuous. Yeah. So the past perfect continuous tense is used to express an action that has been going on in the past. For example, Karan had been singing with a band until he decided to start his own business. So he had been doing a certain action, that is, had been singing. So that would be the word that you would be underlining. Next, it is used to express expectations and wishes. So we had been hoping he would change his behavior. So look at the example on the next page, page number 59 there. We had been hoping he would change his behavior. The family had been expecting some news about the blizzard. So again, here if you see, there are certain expectations and wishes. Now let's recall quickly whatever we've learned and apply the rules or the situations which we learned or the uses into the exercise. So to start with, let's solve the exercise on page number 60. So kids, now we would recall the points that we have learned and solve the exercise A and B from the textbook. So students, let's continue to recall the points that we have learned by practicing the exercise A and B on page number 61. Fill in the blanks with the past perfect or past perfect continuous forms of the verbs within brackets. Now the girl was crying because she dashed her favorite toy. In the bracket the verb is lose. So what could be the possible answer here? The girl was crying because she had lost her favorite toy. So which tense is this? That's past perfect tense. The students dashed the march in protest. In brackets the word is join. So the students had joined the march in protest. Then I dash for over an hour. In the bracket the verb is wait. So what is the tense that you can write there? That is, I had waited for over an hour. Next, Janaki said that she dashed before giving up. That's try. So Janaki said that she had tried before giving up. Next, this journey dash quite dash. In the bracket the word is tire. That's T-I-R-E. Next, so what would be the possible tense there, tense form? Yes, you're right. That's past perfect continuous form. That's right. So how would you write it now? This journey had been quite tiring. Yes, it had been, right? She realized that she dashed the incorrect answer. So copy is the word. So she realized that she had copied the incorrect answer. So that's the question. Now you to solve the next exercise, that's join these sentences using the past perfect tense. So how do you solve this exercise? Now if you remember that we learned about past perfect and its structure. So just keep that structure in your mind or write it somewhere in your notebook and then start solving this exercise. So to begin with, first read the sentence properly. So Hari finished cooking, he went to sleep. So there are two sentences. How would you join them? So let's continue solving the exercise. So kids, Hari finished cooking, he went to sleep. So how would you write the answer? Hari finished cooking, he went to play. So Hari had finished cooking before he went to play. So look at this, had finished. So again the structure of the sentence is the same way as we learned. Next question, if you see, I reached the concert hall, the program started, right? I had reached the hall before the program started. Then, I visited my aunts in Delhi. I returned to my hostel. So, I had visited my aunts before I returned to my hostel. Next, Gunjan finished the painting, the telephone rang. Next, Gunjan had finished painting when the telephone rang. Next, Suman extinguished the fire. The fire brigade arrived. So, Suman had extinguished the fire before the fire brigade arrived. So, if you look at the pattern here, the subject followed by the had, which makes the sentence past, and finished perfect, right? So had finished perfect, that's past perfect, and then followed by the object and the complement in the sentence. So I have done the first 5 for you, and now you can go ahead and solve the next by yourself. So kids, as a part of concluding activity, let's focus on the usage of for and since in this present perfect tense. So if you look at this, how are we going to see the usage of for and since? So for is always used with a period of time for 6 years. For example, for 6 years, for a week. She has lived here for 20 years. We have taught at this school for a long time. So if you observe the sentence here, she has lived here for 20 years. So this is the word, and then have taught at the school for a long time. So if you see, there is a period of time which is fixed. So it's like it starts from certain point of time and it ends here. So it's for, right? Next, since is always used along with the point in time. Now, what does that mean? It means that you are talking or referring to one particular point in time. We are not referring to a whole starting to end, but only one point. So, since this morning, so here example, since last week. She has lived here since 1980. We have taught at this school since 1965. So if you see, there is only a starting point or a point in time. There is a point somewhere in some time. It could be in the morning, it could be past so many years ago. So point in time is one particular time. It's morning or last week or this evening or since 1980, 1965, like that. Please remember that the usage of for and since is only seen with the present perfect tenses and nowhere else. So let's practice a few examples. You're going to give me the answers as in if we can use a for there or a since there. So kids, let's continue solving this exercise. I have been waiting dash 4 o'clock. So what would you write here? Since or for? Yes, a point in time. Yes. So here it is since 4 o'clock, because this is one particular point in time. Sue and has only been waiting dash 20 minutes. So what would you write here? Yes. So she has been waiting. Yeah. So it's a duration. So it's going to be for. Next. Tim and Tina have been learning English dash 6 years. So it's again a duration of time. So it will be a for again. Next. Fred and Frida have been learning French dash 1998. So what would you write here? Have been learning French since 1998. Again, because it's a point in time. Then we have been living here dash 2 months. For 2 months. So children, I hope you all have understood all the points here. Now it's time for me to end the chapter, and we shall go back and look at the mind map as in what we have done today. So kids, we learned about present perfect tense. So it says, what were the uses, how were it expressed as in time expressions, and what were the forms, basically what was the structure of the sentence. So here if you observe, they have given us the positive sentence, the negative sentence, and the past participle, or sorry, the question, interrogative sentence. So first let's begin with uses. Action that happened in the past and have some connection to the present, and then there are some unspecified actions, then there are some life experiences. For actions that began in the past and continue up to the present, then how would you talk about them in a sentence? Ever, never, always, since, for. So this is the one which is highlighted, and we have learned about this. So these are the most commonly used expressions in present perfect. Other than that, already, just, yet, recently, lately, so far, up to, now, how long. Next. So now the sentences here, if you look at, the train has arrived. So subject plus have or has plus past participle, that makes the sentence positive. Then negative, that's again the subject plus haven't or hasn't. So you're using a contraction here of making the sentence negative. Then she has never flown by plane. Then interrogative form, that's a question form. So again WH, as WH word will be added in the beginning. So WH plus have or has, and the verb form, that's the past participle. So what have you learned, or have you ever won a bike race? So these were the three forms, or the three forms of sentences that could be formed in present perfect form of tense. Kids, the last part is we learnt about the present perfect continuous tense, and we learnt the uses. What were the uses? We use them to express long actions that started in the past and continue until now. Express recent actions that have clear evidence or results now. Next, typically used for shorter, more temporary situations. And then if you look at the structure here, it's subject plus have or has been, verb in ing form plus the object. And look at the example. I have been living in Ireland for almost 4 years. So kids, I hope you all have understood the lesson really well. But we yet have one more part of this chapter to be learned, that is future perfect tenses. So we will do that in the next video, that is perfect tenses video part 2. And I would want you to solve the exercises yourselves in your grammar notebook and study well. Let's meet in the next class. Take care and happy learning.